Alright. You told me not to look. We're going to get into our next segment. I didn't look all day.
Me neither.
I seen headlines. That sort of summed it up, but I didn't read it. This is a new segment. Do you want to do this every week?
We can. We'll see how.
We could do this every week, or we could do it like a quarterly thing, like every 4 weeks. Just see where things stand, like quarter of the way through, halfway through. But right now we're at a quarter of the way through, so we're doing some odd little segments.
So just tweet us, and then either tweet us or comment below what you think we should do.
But some of our segments tonight are just where it's a quarter of the way through. We're like looking at things and seeing where they stand at this point. Then we may do them every week, or we may start doing them after like every 4 games. So like halfway, quarter of the way, 3/4 of the way, and then go back and recap and look at the end of the year. But this is where we look at the power rankings and we give our reaction and our thoughts to it. So, number 1, the Rams. They moved up from number 4 after they beat the Bucks. I like this.
Yeah.
I think, like, at the end of the day, it's power rankings and nobody cares as far as the players. Like, nobody's looking at this and saying this defines us. But it's good for the fans to look at. I think this is good. It gives you, like, I was going to say it gives you, like, competition for the other teams that got upset, but it don't, because they don't look at it. They don't care. I'd say they see it, and I'd say they care, but they don't care, like, at the same time.
I feel like that's where they deserve to be. I mean, after they've been climbing this whole season, leading up to this point, so they deserve it. They deserve it this week.
It's just like they started out to where they went out. The Rams went out and they got Sean McVay, and Sean McVay come in and he said, "I don't value draft picks. I want to win now." And it's shown that you can do that. Like, they went out and they got, I don't know all the transactions that the Rams made, but I know, like, some of the big ones. They got Brandon Cooks, and then they got Aqib Talib. They went out and they got veteran guys that have played in the league for a long time, and they said, we're going to make this team a Super Bowl team now and not just develop our draft picks. And what do you know? They go out and they're a quarterback away, and now they go get Stafford, and look at them. They're looking like they're home free. Right now, they're looking like they're home free to the Super Bowl. But we'll see. Number 2, they fell from number 1, the Bucks.
I'm glad they didn't fall as far, because the power rankings before now, and the reason why I wanted to start doing this segment is because of what the power rankings have looked like in previous weeks. I'm glad that they respected the Buccaneers and didn't make them drop too far.
Yeah, they're still the Bucks. Like, you had to respect them, and they still have a very good chance of repeating, even though they lost. They could very well repeat.
On a side note, it's going to be a good game Sunday night. Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick for the first time since Tom's left. So, yeah. Excited for that one.
I'm just wondering if he'll get booed or cheered for.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be...
Because they're still like... I'd say it'll be both.
I think it's like a bad breakup.
Like, there's people up there that still love him.
Yeah, it's not really a bad breakup. It's like a breakup with your girlfriend, and like Tom moved on way too quick, and you're telling all your buddies about it, and I don't know, you still love him, but you think he moved on too quick or something like that, you know? I don't know. It'll be. I feel like they have to cheer for him. I mean, as much as he did for them. And I mean, it isn't like he left because he hated the city. He left because he had to prove to himself and everybody else that he could win without Bill.
Yeah. It's looking like it's been. They always said it's Tom Brady's a system quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's with Bill. It's looking like the other way around. And like I said, we'll get into the young quarterbacks later. I think the Packers will have good success later on with Mac, but
Patriots.
yeah, I think Mac will be successful there, and Belichick has found his next guy. But
I mean, it's a rebuild. It's not. I mean, it's clearly quarterback is the most important part of the team. So losing a quarterback is a lot more than becoming a quarterback for a new organization. It's clearly easier for Tom than it would be for Bill. I mean, you can't just go draft another Tom Brady and expect him to win the Super Bowl the next year. We'll see.
Not the next year, but he can turn him into him.
Yeah. Within coming years. I mean, he does look good. We'll see.
And then number 3, they moved up all the way from number 6 is the Packers. I think this has a lot to do with the win against the 49ers. Like they got a big win on the road.
Mm.
So it showed that they're top 3 team right now. And then how far do you want to go before we just start running through them? Or do you just want me to start?
Go now.
You want me to just... I'll just go down through here, and if you have any comments, give them.
All right.
Number 4, Bills. Josh Allen had a big game against Washington. 3 for 4 touchdowns. Bills look like they're starting to get rolling.
Mm.
And I'm still standing by my pick for them in the AFC. As far as Super Bowl. Ravens fell from 3 to 5. I don't like the Ravens. I think that this is not a one-time thing. They will keep falling. All the way from number 2 to number 6, the Chiefs. This is not going to be a one-time thing. Or this will be a one-time thing. Chiefs are going to bounce back. They'll be fine. They won't stay down here at 6. 7, 49ers. Number 8, Team Logan's home, the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns are... that defense is forced to be reckoned with. I think the reason they didn't move this week is because the Bears were coming. They were bringing in Justin Fields for his first start. And, I mean, you can't really respect them much for a rookie quarterback's debut, but at the same time, they sacked Justin Fields more than he completed a pass. So, I don't know. That Browns defense is good. They'll play a higher team in the coming weeks, and they'll prove themselves. But
number 9, they jumped up from 11, and I think this is because they're winning. And they're still winning, as the Raiders. I said it earlier, I don't think the Raiders will stay this consistent. They'll eventually fall. Number 10, they beat the Chiefs. Jumped up from number 14 to number 10. Chargers. I think this is a team that'll keep rising up as the weeks go on. Is this team, they fell from 10 to 11, the Cardinals. Are they too low to begin with?
no, because they haven't proved themselves.
Yeah, they're not played really.
They got to climb.
Yeah.
And they will, I feel like.
And then number 12, they came up from 13, the Broncos. They're pretty good right now. Teddy looks good with them. They're just like the Raiders, they're just a hot team right now that'll probably end up falling off. Number 13, which I would swap these two. I would put the Panthers above the Broncos. I think the Panthers have proved more.
Yeah. But everybody's high on Teddy Bridgewater moving to a new city and going on a run. We'll see.
They like, who has the Broncos played?
Not much, but
And the Panthers dominated the Saints, which were not world beaters right now either. But who knows? Cowboys. They're like in the same place as the Cardinals. Like they feel like they should be higher, but they're still proving themselves.
that's Dallas Cowboys every year.
Yeah.
You know, we them boys and stuff like that. So I do like the Cowboys after their performance Monday night.
I think they'll keep rising.
They look good.
They'll keep going up as other teams fall off, like the Raiders and the Broncos. They'll move up into their spot.
Mm-hmm.
15 Titans, 16 Vikings. Which I guess that's good. I don't.
That's decent. I mean, you can't put the Seahawks above the Vikings, so
I just don't like a 1 and 2 team being at 16. I don't know though. I didn't expect the Vikings to be right here, even though you can't put the Seahawks above them because they beat them 30-17. 17 Seahawks, 18 Saints, 19 Bengals, 20 Steelers, 21 Dolphins, 22 Eagles, 23 Patriots, 24 football team, 25 Falcons, 26 Colts, 27 Lions, 28 Texans, 29 Bears, 30 the Giants, 31 Jaguars, 32 Jets.
And those last couple teams sound fair, but the Bears, they dropped 4 spots. I feel like is that disrespectful?
The Bears?
Yeah, because, I mean, it was Justin Fields' first debut,
No.
and they played the Browns.
And
A Browns team that is the best Browns team we've seen that I've ever seen. So
I don't like the Falcons jumping from 29 to 25 just because they beat a crappy Giants team.
exactly, like I feel like honestly, the Bears could be closer to the Falcons in that aspect.
Because honestly, I don't have any problem with the Colts being here. Like, they're not good. Carson Wentz has 2 sprained ankles. I don't have a problem with the Lions being here. We know who the Lions are every year.
Mm-hmm.
Texans, they don't have Deshaun Watson. They haven't proved themselves with anybody. But the Bears and the Falcons should be flipped.
I feel like 2 is like
The Bears should be at 25.
with the Lions being who they are, 0-3. They're 0-3, and they lost to the Ravens on a NFL record field goal attempt. And you're gonna jump them 4 spots up and leave the Bears 4 spots down?
Just because the rookie quarterback had a bad first start.
Yeah, like that doesn't make sense to me. Like
And we're
the
high.
Lions definitely should be 29 or 30, 29 to 32 is where the Lions should be, in my opinion.
We're high on Justin Fields, so it sounds biased, but the Falcons suck.
Falcons, Lions, yeah, I mean you're 0-3 for a reason.
Who's gonna have a better year? Falcons or the Bears? And I get it's week to week power rankings that has nothing to do with what you're going to do the whole year. Like it's not relative to how you're going to finish the year. That's why they're week to week power rankings, and this is why this is a segment so they can react to it. But I think they should be flipped.
Mm-hmm. I don't respect the Falcons this year. Honestly,
I said it the other night.
they beat the Giants this year. I don't respect the Giants, or this week. I don't respect the Giants.
I said it the other.
from the
I said it
Falcons
the
this
other
year.
night. It's going to be hard to compete and be the worst team with the Jaguars and the Jets, but I feel like Zach Wilson and Lawrence will both get used to it after a while, and they're going to get some wins, depending on who it is. But the Falcons will have the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
At the end of this year, the Falcons will be drafting Matt Ryan's replacement.
I like Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson more than I like Matt Ryan.
I don't. Sam Howell at North Carolina, as long as his draft stock he will be in Atlanta. Number 1 pick, or whoever the number 1 quarterback is. That's it. That's how the draft will go. Anyway, we need to move on.